JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones. Hi, my JBN family. Please help us to achieve our first milestone of 1,000 subscribers on Jones News by clicking on the link that will be pinned in the comment section and subscribing to the channel. On to the news. Kingston man charged after gun found in vehicle. A Kingston man has been charged for breaches of the Firearms Act after a gun was found in his vehicle during a police search on Thursday along Gordon Road in the parish. He's 25-year-old Kevoni Warmington of 4th Nugent Drive in the parish. Warmington was charged on Friday with illegal possession of firearm and illegal possession of ammunition. Reports are that about 4:45 p.m., officers conducted a snap operation when a Nissan AD wagon motor car driven by Warmington was signaled to stop. The police said a search was conducted and the weapon, a Zig Sawyer 9mm pistol, along with 12 rounds of ammunition, was found. U.S. Customs nabs Jamaican smuggler with cocaine in sandals and body. The United States Customs and Border Protection CBP agency says that officers at Miami International Airport apprehended a Jamaican smuggler with cocaine in a pair of sandals and in the smuggler's body. During a baggage inspection, CBP officers discovered a white powdery substance and a tiny drug balloon or pellet concealed within a pair of sandals, said CBP, stating that the items weighed about 1.3 pounds and were field tested positive for cocaine. Upon questioning, the Jamaican traveler admitted to swallowing cocaine and was taken to a local hospital for an X-ray examination, CBP added. The X-ray showed the presence of foreign objects, and the individual later passed 28 pellets testing positive for cocaine. Miami International Airport Acting Port Director Robert Del Toro said swallowing drugs is an extremely dangerous method of concealment, and CBP officers are highly skilled at thwarting smuggling attempts. It's important to deter this type of illegal activity, which can be fatal if a pellet bursts, he said. This is the latest example of dedicated CB officers using training and expertise to interdict illegal narcotics, said Miami Field Office Director of Field Operations Vernon T4A. Smugglers looking to bring in illicit drugs will be caught no matter what the concealment method is. CBP said more than 24 pellets tested positive for cocaine. It said border security mission is led at ports of entry by CB officers from the Office of Field Operations. CBP said officers screen international travelers and cargo and search for illicit narcotics, unreported currency, weapons, counterfeit consumer goods, prohibited agriculture, and other illicit products that could potentially harm the American public, U.S. businesses, and our nation's safety. Clover Graham murder trial delayed. The trial of a Kingston laborer charged with the murder of attorney-at-law Clover Graham failed to get underway on Wednesday and has been pushed back to March 8 in the Home Circuit Court. The new date was set after the court was informed that the accused, Corin Patterson, was still in hospital. The court was last week informed that the accused had been hospitalized. Patterson is charged with murder in relation to the August 19, 2014 slaying of the university lecturer who was found with her throat slashed in bushes near the Caymanos Polo Club in St. Catherine. He was jointly charged with Simeon Lewis and Shannon Campbell, but they have since decided to give evidence for the prosecution. The Crown is alleging that Graham, who was employed to the legal aid clinic in Kingston, was taken from her home and then murdered. She also lectured at the University of Technology, Jamaica, and the Norman Manley Law School on the Mona campus of the University of the West Indies. Attorney-at-law Zara Lewis is representing Patterson. Cops reviewing CCTV footage, hoping to crack Portmore double murder. The police are yet to make a breakthrough into Sunday night's murder of Calabar High Jumps coach Nicholas Newville and University of Technology, Jamaica student Rahima Stewart, whose bodies were found in an open lot in Portmore on Monday morning. The bodies of 38-year-old Newville and 19-year-old Stewart were found about 5:30 a.m. by a passerby lying beside a parked Honda Civic motor car owned by Newville. Yesterday, head of the St. Catherine South Police Division, Senior Superintendent Clive Blair said that there was nothing yet when asked if any new information had been uncovered. Blair said that investigators were actively pursuing the matter and are examining every possible angle. It has been understood that closed-circuit television footage from nearby business establishments are also being reviewed. The police theorized that Newville and Stewart were shot dead on Sunday, Valentine's Day. Stewart, who was pursuing an undergraduate business degree, was last seen alive on Sunday. In an interview, her father, Stanford Edwards, said that the family was confused as to why someone would want to hurt the promising student and entrepreneur. Edwards was in charge of her father's business, Stanford and Earl's Juice Garden on Reddles Road in St. Andrew, at the time of her death. In a statement, Calabar High remembered Newville, affectionately known as Soapman, for his contribution as a junior athlete and later as a coach. Investigations continue. Army denies charges of mistreating ex-private. The Jamaica Defense Force JDF has denied allegations made by a then lactating woman private that she was subjected to inhumane treatment in a military jail before being discharged on medical grounds after bouts of depression. Shanette Gardner, however, has countercharged that she was dismissed without justification. In an interview aired on Nationwide News Network on Tuesday, Colonel Rowan Johnson, the JDS legal officer, and Captain Colleen Wise said the Army's actions were consistent with its regulations. "There's no perfect time to be imprisoned," said Wise in reference to Gardner's jail time while breastfeeding. Miss Gardner's case is not much different from how our military justice system operates. The military justice system aligns with the civil jurisdiction in the detention of pregnant or lactating mothers, the officials said. However, Gardner, who was discharged from the Army last September, has complained about perceived infractions, including being locked up while she was breastfeeding her newborn and being sent to 2 psychiatric facilities because her mental health came under scrutiny. Gardner said her problems with the Army started when she was diagnosed with depression, from which she was hospitalized at the JDF's medical center. "I told them the medication was making me sick, but they ignored me. It was when I started vomiting blood and became unconscious that they finally started listening to me," said Gardner. The former private said she was shocked. She saw correspondence in a military-aligned WhatsApp group that she had tried to commit suicide. She insists that claim is false. "I went to my commanding officer to get an explanation and to demand an apology, but after 4 weeks I realized nothing was being done," she said. Gardner sought audience with Chief of Defense Staff Lieutenant General Rocky Meade, but was later accused by her supervisor of breaking the chain of command. She was tried, found guilty, and sentenced to 7 days in military jail. At the time, Gardner had just returned from maternity leave and was still breastfeeding her 3-month-old baby, but the Army has denied her allegations on the reasons for her detention. The offense for which Miss Gardner was sent to the Red Fence did not relate to her breaching the chain of command. She was given extra duties of breaching the chain of command. That was like giving her an extra shift, added Wise. Gardner claimed that medical personnel had recommended that her punishment be modified because of the possibility of safety issues as a lactating mother. "The same place where I defecate and urinate was the same place where I had to expel the milk, which was later taken to my baby," said Gardner. "The cell was not properly sanitized, and I had to use a bucket to defecate. There were a lot of flies." Gardner was released from lockup, but later sent for treatment at Ward 21 at the University Hospital of the West Indies and Bellevue Hospital. 343 new COVID-19 cases, no deaths. Jamaica has recorded 343 new COVID-19 cases and no new virus-related deaths in the last 24 hours. This brings the total number of cases since the outbreak in the country to 20,924. The death toll stands at 391. However, 2 deaths were reported under investigation. According to the Ministry of Health and Wellness, the newly reported cases consist of 168 males and 167 females with ages ranging from 16 days to 89 years. The cases were recorded in St. Catherine 77, Kingston and St. Andrew 52, St. Anne 35, Manchester 34, St. James 29, St. Elizabeth 27, Trelawney 25, Hanover 15, St. Mary 13, St. Thomas 12, Portland 11, Clarendon 10, and Westmoreland 3. The country also recorded 55 recoveries, bringing the total recoveries to 12,883. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.